The perspective tool allows you to change the seeming perspective of part of your image by taking the 2D version of it and transforming it in a apparent 3D space. So simply select it from the toolbox, and you can go over and you can click and drag part of your selection, and you'll see that it looks as if we are rotating a flat object in three-dimensional space. Now, when we do this, a new window pops open with some information about what the transformation is. We've got a reset button if we want to undo it, and we've got a transform button if we want to apply it. We can also just press enter once we've gotten it the way we want. Over in the tool options, we've got down at the bottom the show image preview, which allows us to see what the new image will look like. There's also an opacity slider to go along with that. So if we want to, we can slide this down, or we can simply type in 50%, and that will allow us to see both what the new image will look like as well as what the old image looks like. We've also got a guide section where we can tell it how many lines we want on our grid, and we can change it to other guidelines as well. Now, the normal mode works just like it appears here, where you can see what the new image will be, and if we go back to our image and we press enter, it will be applied as such. There's also a backwards mode. If I undo this and I change it to corrective, and what this does is it sort of does the inverse. So as I draw this grid down here, it will reshape what's within this grid to fit into this rectangle. So the corner of this grid is right at the edge of this purple circle, so that point will wind up here at the corner of this rectangle. If we press enter, it applies it, and the whole thing is applied. It becomes quite unwieldy. If we undo that, one thing we might want to do is add a clipping. This will keep the final results within the original rectangle, so when we hit apply, it will transform, but it will stay within the original rectangle. There are some other clipping options, and these can be applied to the normal mode as well. So for example, if we go into normal mode and we apply crop to result, when we transform, what we'll wind up with is we'll get this skewed perspective, but it will be contained within a rectangle of the original aspect ratio. So this is an interesting tool. It's fun to play with. It can provide some interesting results. So I recommend just playing around with it and seeing what you can do.